Hi, I'm Jack Legoff, bringing you filmed highlights of Ford activities across the nation in another Ford Employee Information Newsreel. In stock car racing, there was lots of action, spills, and thrills as Ford and Mercury teams supplied a lion's share of the spectaculars at 4 different tracks. 46,000 racing fans gathered for the premier Grand National stock car race at the new Super Speedway near Jackson, Michigan. 38 cars took the starter's flag and began the 500-mile run over the 2-mile banked oval track, where qualifying speeds were in the 160-mile-an-hour bracket. LeeRoy Yarborough in the number 98 Mercury Cyclone took an early lead. He's already won 3 Super Speedway events this year and is on his way to a new money-winning record. Bobby Isaac in the number 71 Dodge dropped out early in the race with a spectacular engine failure. By mid-afternoon, the race settled down to a duel between the Ford-powered cars, LeeRoy Yarborough and Cale Yarborough, no relation, but both driving Mercury Cyclones, and David Pearson and Richard Petty driving the Torino Talladegas. The real excitement came toward the end of the race with a battle for the lead between Cale and LeeRoy. On the last lap, it's a duel between the Cyclones, Cale in number 21 and LeeRoy in number 98. Coming into the first turn, they tangle. LeeRoy touches the wall and goes out of the race, while Cale in number 21 Cyclone straightens out and heads for the winner's circle. Now watch it again in slow motion and see if you can tell how the mishap occurred. Cale Yarborough wins $17,000 and leads a 1-2-3-4 sweep of Ford power with an average speed of 139 miles an hour. The unrelated Yarboroughs continue to dominate the super speedways and the race for an all-time money-winning title. At Darlington, South Carolina, the Rebel 400 drew a record crowd of 40,000 as 36 cars got the starter's flag. In the action-packed race, and with only minutes to go for a victory, 31-year-old Donnie Allison in car number 22 slid into the wall and ricocheted into the pursuing LeeRoy Yarborough. The mishap puts Allison out of the race. LeeRoy regained control of his car and was able to limp the final 3 laps. His number 98 Cyclone with a banged-up right side then made its way to the winner's circle. Yarborough, who averaged 131 miles an hour, happily accepts congratulations and first-place prize money of $14,700. And at North Carolina's Charlotte Motor Speedway, you guessed it, a Yarborough again was in the spotlight. As 75,000 persons watched, mishaps caused 47 laps to be run under 5 caution flags. The lead changed 13 times among 7 drivers until lap 262, when LeeRoy Yarborough became the front runner in his number 98 Mercury. He took the checkered flag to win the World 600 for his 3rd Super Speedway win of the season. LeeRoy moved to his spot in the winner's circle, hugged his wife, and accepted $30,267 hard-earned dollars for his racing efforts. Under a hot Florida sun, more than 53,000 fans watched the start of the 11th annual Firecracker 400 at Daytona International Speedway. LeeRoy Yarborough took the lead driving a Ford Talladega for the first time this year. After a 5-car mix-up on the backstretch, Buddy Baker took over the lead under the caution flag. Fortunately, drivers who were in the mix-up were able to walk away from the accidents. When the race resumed, it was still Baker in front with LeeRoy close on his tail. With 16 laps to go, Yarborough charged into the lead and made it stick. As the checkered flag dropped, Yarborough held a slim 9/10 of a second margin over Baker. The win was Yarborough's 4th on super speedways this year. His $22,175 share of the purse raised his 1969 NASCAR earnings to more than $129,000.